Hey, and welcome to Bush Kiddz. We're in the woods again today, and we've got another challenge for you. This is about wildlife tracking. So we're just going to have a quick look through the woods, have a walk round and see what we can see. Now, when we're tracking, we need to look differently at what's around us. We need to adjust our gaze a little bit to look for the smaller things, the finite things. When we're looking around, we've got to almost just take our time and be a little bit slower and start to think about what we see in front of us and whether we can see anything that just doesn't quite look right. And that could be the way that the ground is trod, the way that the foliage or wood around us has been moved, so that we can see a path, the way that trees are being broken. There could be fur, there could be droppings, there could be footprints. So we've got to take our time. Now this is interesting. This is a bit of a tree that's gone down. It's a bit of an ash tree actually. And you can see here, we've had somebody come along here and eat all the sides, scrape all this off with their teeth, scraping the bark off. Can you see? Now, this is interesting. It's at a height, a certain height. You can see my hand. So it looks to me as though we've had some deer chomping away at this and drawing their teeth along this. So if I have a quick look round here, what can I see? Well, interestingly, I can see some prints here. Some little prints here. And yeah, it looks as though we've had some deer here. I'm just walking along here and we can see that some of the dirt has been disturbed here and here. Looks as though somebody's been kicking away here some bits to try and find what's underneath. That could be a rabbit or again a deer or a smaller rodent. So let's have a look round. Again. Okay, so this willow tree has gone down. It's been going down for a while it seems. But again we've got somebody's been eating the bark off this. And again, I would suggest, given that it's of a height, it's definitely deer that's been eating this bark off here. Can we see any? We can see a little bit of movement here of the on the floor. Let's continue around. So we can see a pathway going through this wood here. Can you see? Going up here and through. Again, it looks as though the deer have been going through here. And there's quite a lot of leaves on the floor, but we might be able to find some evidence of their tracks. So, like the hole here, or just this stuff here that's been moved. No droppings or anything like that, but definitely a track going through, as you can see. So we're just coming through here, just following this track round, and you can definitely see that ground has been moved. You can see that there, and that area here has been moved. So let's just have a look at. We can see. See that something's been here. I'm digging around, and actually as I come down here there's a different smell. So it smells as though somebody's been here, maybe doing their business here or marking their route maybe, which is interesting. Again, we can see here that somebody's been here. You can see the area here. So let's have a quick look. Okay, yeah, there you go. So we know that that looks like deer poo, deer scat, and actually it looks pretty fresh. So somebody's been here, and we can see the tracks and their poo. So we're now finding out what's been around. Okay, some more evidence here. Definitely deer. We can see, if you can see the footprints here. 1, 2, and then they're going off in that direction through the mud. It's pretty big. It's a pretty big deer. You can see these pits here coming in this direction, and then off through there. We can see its movement going through the mud, which is great. Again, more deer tracks here. Lots around here. Looks as though they've been gathering around this area. Lots moving around. 1, 2, 3. Moving around this area. That's great to see. Okay, we can see something much bigger here. If you can see, round, 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 and they're horseshoe prints. So we can see that a horse has been through this part of the lane at some point, and we can see the steps go further up through the lane. Sometimes if we look with the sun in front of us coming across the landscape, we can see the prints more defined, like you can see here, the horseshoe print. I don't know if you can see this here, but again, 2 little deer prints, but you can see a little bit more in the definition of where those prints are. Something here that's been, there's a line that follows through. I'm not quite sure what that is, whether it's a tail of something that's been dragged through the mud. It might be a rodent or a mouse or something. Can't quite see any footprints with it. You can definitely see the line. Again, another couple of paths here, one going off that way and one very definitely going off that way. So there you go. A little bit of looking for wild tracks and wild signs of wildlife. And got to take your time, be slow, try and adjust your gaze to look at the smaller things, and just recognize if something's not quite right in the outdoors, in the woods, and look a bit deeper. You might find that an animal or a bird has been through. If you find muddy patches or sandy patches, then obviously you've got a better chance of finding some footprints. But have a go, give it a go. And there's lots of books and things and guides that you can get that can give you some ideas of what prints look like and the kind of things that you could be finding as indicators of wildlife being around. So I'll show you some of those before I close this video off. See you soon. What we can also do is we can obviously try and take some pictures of the wildlife, and I'm going to put a couple of pictures up from a trail cam that we put up in the woods, which is a camouflaged camera that has infrared and motion detection on it, and it will pick up on when there's wildlife coming through. So I'll share some of those as well, but that might be something to do in your back garden, or if you know somebody has some woodland, that you can put it up safely or leave it for a few hours whilst and hide it in a good place, and come back to it later on in the day. So I'll show some photos of that too. So this is one of the books that I would recommend, and actually you can find these in a lot of kind of garden centres and things where you get cheap books and this one was the same actually, and it's a really good book. Got lots of different things in here to recognise tracks and also where different animals might be and what they leave behind. So it's good. And that's a brown bear. So yeah, have a look around, see if you can find these kind of books, and it will only help you when you're doing your tracking.